What up out there? This is the Mighty Shields. Mighty Shields from the Salt Happens podcast. Mighty Shields from the Role Models podcast. And this is Landon. Can you say hi? Can you say hi? Nah, we good? Okay. So, along with my special guest, let's have a talk, man. This is going to be my first official vlog. And I was too passionate about, as you can tell, Spider-Man. Yeah? And we all know what's happening with this Sony MCU debacle and how it looks as if right now, and I say right now because this is speculation and there's just a little bit of information out there that we know, and so to speak, that the Spider-Man would be removed from the MCU. I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know what's the thought process. Part of me is wondering, how can you just pluck such a crucial character from the franchise? How can you even think that that would be acceptable? But also on the other end of the spectrum, and putting my Spider-Man bias aside, I know, or we have seen recently how Disney works. How Disney has been saturating the market, almost monopolizing the market as far as franchises go. They have Star Wars. They took the Fox license. They took over Marvel, obviously. Now they have, they're pulling all this stuff from Netflix. We know how Disney rolls. We know how the big mouse rolls. And obviously it's still speculation. It said that Disney wanted to split the profits 50-50. And that Sony found that preposterous. And so they needed to renegotiate. But like on one end, I'm like, Sony, yeah, get your money. Disney, definitely get your money. But it's just like, can you be... See, he's a Spider-Man fan too. But even still...
Oh, God.
Yeah, like I said, it's gonna be short. But I'm wondering, like, I know Sony has the rights to all the Spider-Man verse, and we know that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was, to me, my favorite Spider-Man movie. And whoa, Bubba. But I'm thinking Venom wasn't, to me, strong enough to carry that franchise. To carry on the villains that we've seen from the MCU. And I don't even think the way that Venom was written in the Venom movie, that he was actually written to be a villain, And I know, we know, being a comic book reader, we know the timeline of Eddie Brock and Venom and Anti-Venom and Carnage and all that. But none of that has been set up yet. And I think if Sony is confident enough to pull Spider-Man away from said franchise, from the MCU, and I don't know why I keep using the word franchise. That's the key word tonight. But if they decide to pull it, they still have to go against that juggernaut, and I don't think that that's something that Sony has the backing to do. And I think they're getting a little too big in their britches in regards to thinking they can just move on with just Spider-Man alone. Let me put it this way. A lot of people's feelings, my wife included, are tied to that Peter Parker storyline that was in the MCU. You can't take back I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. You can't take back those moments from Homecoming. You can't take back those Far From Home moments when he didn't feel good enough. When he had that coming to accept himself as who he is and not trying to be Tony Stark's, slight spoiler, sorry about that. But I think there are a lot of moments in that movie that you just can't take away from the viewer. And I could be wrong. If you look down the timeline, there's nothing down the line for a new Spider-Man movie. I know that there's been a new Into the Spider-Verse announced, but I don't think, as far as Spider-Man proper, I don't think there's anything on the timeline for that. Oh, Landon want to say something. Say something in the mic, baby. Oh, but yeah, let me wrap this up by saying my gut rich feeling is to be upset. But I know how the game works. And I know that we as Spider-Man fans are gonna be okay. But you just gotta ride through this one with me. Ain't that right, Landon? Say, whoa! So if you want to see more of this, if you like this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'll be trying to do more gut reaction videos, vlogs, if you will. Preferably without the little one here sneezing in my videos, yawning because daddy talked too much. But other than that, we out.